I would like to give a little history lesson and say to date, no apocalyptic climate predictions with due dates have yet to come true. In 1969, the New York Times claimed there would be an ice age by the year 2000, and that is global cooling, mind you. In 2009, Prince Charles stated we have just 96 months to save the environment. Well, 2017 came and went, and needless to say, we're still here. In fact, in 2017, the United States led all countries in reducing carbon emissions. This was confirmed by Forbes magazine. This was accomplished without a carbon tax or the Paris Climate Agreement. The carbon tax is an inefficient half measure used to take your money. Australia scrapped its carbon tax because it crippled businesses. The PPC will not impose a federal carbon tax, nor cap and trade like the Conservatives are proposing. We will delegate these matters to the provincial level. If you want a carbon tax, vote for a premier that supports it. If you don't want one, then don't.
Here, the Green Party is the only party with sustainable climate action. The Liberals ran on the platform that Harper's reduction in emission targets were not enough. Yet you adopted those exact same targets. You knew that this was wrong, yet you continue to do it anyway. How do you defend the Liberal record of nationalizing a pipeline and its expansion, missed emission targets, and continuing giving tax breaks and subsidies to fossil fuel corporations throughout the last 4 years?
Trudeau is charging $50 a ton when $300 a ton will be needed in order to achieve the Paris Climate Agreement. Even Elizabeth May will tell you that. So again, you're being intellectually dishonest. Now, I'm not going to be backing a carbon tax. I've already given you my reasons as to why not. But again, I believe that that is being intellectually dishonest because you're saying we're going to achieve these goals, as is Mr. Scheer, and they will not.
Exactly. This price on pollution already exempts most fossil fuel corporations. They don't pay this pollution you speak of. Also, your ban on single-use plastics was implemented extremely recently. It's administrated after the election in 2021. We had 4 years to make this change. This is what your party ran on, and all buildings need to be net zero if we want to hit our targets of reducing 60% by 2030, and the Green Party is the only party that will do that, and that is something we need to do in the face of this emergency.
We have made historic investments in infrastructure, in transit, in green innovation, and the article in The Guardian in July said that worldwide planting can remove 2/3 of the world's carbon emissions. Scientists are saying this research is mind-boggling. We have measures in place that are making a real difference. Our targets are achievable. Is there more work to do? Absolutely. Are we committing to do that?
But countries with half the size and half the GDP have pledged higher reforestation targets and reached those in single days than the Liberal government has in 4 years. We can do better, and your party ran on this and did not do that. It's unacceptable.
As a father, I'm concerned about what's happening with climate change, and I want my son to be able to grow up in Hamilton that I love and grew up in. And that's why I don't believe Liberals' promises when they say that they will be doing things, because most of the things, they had 4 years to do so, and most of the things that they're promising right now are election time promises.
As a person, this is my biggest concern in the election. This is the single reason I am running. I don't have children yet. I'm a millennial. We're discussing whether it's even ethical to have children in a planet we know cannot be sustained. The Green Party is the only option to hit those emission targets of 60% by 2030 while also balancing the budget. It's something that we can do, and we need to do it.
This is one of my favorite doublespeaks of the progressive left, where they say that we need to stop having children in order to battle climate change, but also at the same time we need to bring in more immigration because we're not having enough kids. So which one is it?
See, the great thing about the Green Party platform is that moving to a green new economy and creating renewable energy, we will actually create more jobs than available working Canadians. As a Canadian, we have an obligation to climate refugees to help them. We have been one of the huge creators of our climate crisis. By allowing a move to a green new economy, we can have this influx in mass waves of immigration that we will see from our climate refugees.
It is clear that both economy and the environment go hand in hand. And that is why NDP's plan is to make real investment in green infrastructure to be able to create good jobs as well as tackle our climate change crisis.